What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, stimulus check update, everything going on here that you need to know about here. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below and the like button for us. It really helps out our YouTube channel. Let's jump right in. There's a lot going on here. Listen to this. The new variants of the virus here, which are the dominant variants now of Omicron. These are the dominant variants now. These are the two main variants now around, which are BA.4 and BA.5. Could be the most infectious viruses known to man. Known to man. This is how infectious they are as the new variants continue to get more and more infectious as they kind of mutate. And you can see here we still have a lot of daily cases here. July 8th here, new recent cases. We had 167,000 people testing positive in just a single day. Just a single day. And remember, these are only people that go to official testing facilities. And this is per day, every single day. And remember that those are not anybody that used at-home tests. These are only people that like went to hospitals or went through the drive-through testing facility or something like that. If you use the at-home test, nobody knows about that. Those don't get reported to anybody. It just shows you the test, right? So who knows how many people are actually testing positive here on a daily basis. So and remember that, like, back in January and February, we had days where you see here, January 10th, we had 1.4 million people in a single day test positive. So who knows how many people are actually testing positive now, because there's millions and millions of people that just get these at-home tests for free. Remember that you can get a third round of tests for free at your house. You can see here every home in the U.S. is eligible to order a third round of free at-home tests at covidtests.gov. That's the website, .gov. covidtests.gov. And you can literally just go on here, click this button, and get them for free. So you don't have to buy them at home. No credit card or anything required. But they ship it free too. Everything is free. It just comes right to your door. But you could see here that COVID was already relatively deadly, but not ultra transmissible when it burst onto the global scene in 2019 and 2020. These days, the reverse is true. It's neck and neck with measles in the competition for the title of the most infectious disease known to man. Thanks to Omicron BA4 and BA5 subvariants and the evolution of what is going on here. They're saying it's considerably less lethal, but it's exponentially more transmissible. This does present a lot more problems, though, for a lot of people. You could see here the original Wuhan strain of the virus had a reproductive rate, also known as RO or R naught value, of around 3.3, meaning that each person infected another 3.3 people on average, which actually seems pretty high, right? That put the virus among the least transmissible human diseases, which to me actually seems pretty high. Slightly less transmissible were the 1918 pandemic strain of flu, which was actually the 1918 flu, the Spanish flu, was a very bad pandemic, right? Which had estimated RO2 along with Ebola. Again, we're talking about major, major things here. Yeah, my wife almost had a run-in with Ebola. Thank God she didn't. On the higher end of the spectrum are mumps, which has an RO of 12. Measles tops the list of 18. 18. In order to outcompete, successful new variants have become more transmissible with time as they, variate themselves. Delta had a slightly higher reproductive rate of around 5.1. Then came Omicron with a reproductive rate almost twice as large at 9.5. The so-called stealth Omicron, nicknamed for its ability to evade detection on PCR tests, was around 1.4 times more transmissible than BA.1, so its reproductive rate was around 13.3, said Adrian Esterman, a professor at the University of South Australia, who recently wrote on their academic news website. New studies suggest that BA.4 and BA.5 have a growth advantage over BA.2, and that their subvariants have a reproductive rate of around 18.6, tying or surpassing measles, the most infectious viral disease ever known to man. Ever known to man. Yeah. So that's what presents a significant problem for us going forward here. The next dominant strain could surpass them all. BA.2.75. These kind of number variants are getting a little out there. An ultra new Omicron subvariant nicknamed Centaurus by some on Twitter made headlines this week after the World Health Organization said it was tracking it. It's already on the heels of the dominant BA.5 in India, with an apparent rapid growth and wide geographical spread, according to a virologist. Its reproductive rate is yet unknown, but could be even higher. Now, the problem with this is for people that already have immune issues, health issues, with a lot of people do. I mean, we're talking about millions and millions and millions of people. I mean, when we look at what has already happened here, the US already has had 88 million people test positive, and there's still over 100,000 people testing positive every day. And those are only people that go to official testing facilities. Who knows how many people are testing positive and not actually going to those testing facilities, or just using the at-home tests, right? Over 1 million people have died in the US alone from the virus. Yeah. This is such a sad fact here, and this is still going on. Worldwide, you can see here over 6.3 million deaths and over 555 million cases. And remember that China doesn't really even report their data. Remember, China has a population around 4 times the size of the US. They have like 1.3 billion people, and they don't really even report what's going on there. Yeah, so they're like not even found in the top 20 or 30, 40 countries. But I will tell you what is going on there. This is how bad it is getting in China. They won't tell you how many cases and how many deaths they're having. They'll tell you almost none. But here's how bad it is there. Check this out.
Tens of millions of people are under lockdown in China tonight. The authorities scramble to contain a small but growing COVID outbreak. Chinese officials say they've detected clusters of COVID cases in Shanghai and other major cities. Now Beijing imposing China's first COVID vaccine mandate for public spaces since the start of the pandemic. Here's CNBC's Eunice Yoon.
Residents in Xi'an scrambling to escape a renewed lockdown, massing at the train station. Just one sign China is entering another round of restrictions as part of the country's continued policy to keep COVID cases near zero. Xi'an, a city of 13 million in the west, is now in a week-long partial lockdown over just 18 cases. People there taken in the middle of the night for testing. China's gambling capital, Macau, is quarantining 17,000, almost 3% of the population, while officials in Wuxi, near Shanghai, blare at residents to stay at home. People in Shanghai, the epicenter of the last crushing lockdown, on edge. Once again, fencing is back at some apartment buildings. Authorities are on heightened alert now that the new highly contagious Omicron variant, BA.5, has breached Chinese borders. That virus strain has been detected in Tianjin, Xi'an, and Beijing. The Chinese capital is trying a different approach, mandating vaccines for the first time to enter many public places.
Office buildings in this part of Beijing are blocking people from entering their workplaces if they don't have a 72-hour negative COVID test and proof of vaccination. So as of today, people are lining up to get their COVID test here and their vaccine over there.
My building is forcing me to get the vaccine. Otherwise, I can't work, he says. This is pointless, she says. Even if people are vaccinated, there won't be an opening up. And so far, little sign of that.
There's confusion in Beijing over how strict the vaccine mandate will be after authorities here sent mixed messages about it. But that has also become a hallmark of China's lockdowns: uncertainty over policy direction and growing public frustration.
Yeah, so you can see the word lockdown is very, very different over in China. They're literally under lockdown in some aspects. Our lockdown that we had like 2 years ago was nothing like that type of lockdown. They're still doing this, and yet they're reporting very, very little cases and very, very little deaths over there. Um, they just really don't report. Who knows what's actually going on there. We do know that the lockdowns are happening. Um, but this is, and I know that we don't really get a lot of the, here in America, a lot of people don't want to think about it anymore. But I've actually read some comments here in the past several days of people that have said, I actually pinned a comment from one of our longtime viewers, Unforgiven774, who had a couple of his family members that went to the hospital. And I've had several comments from viewers here that have had them or family members that have caught the virus here. So this is still a very, very severe slash, it's still going on. I know a lot of people, I read another comment from somebody who said, I can't remember who it was, but somebody who said that they requested a contactless delivery from a delivery person for whatever they were getting a delivery. And the delivery person just delivered it without contactless, like, I don't know, they delivered it to the door or something. And they said to the delivery person, I asked for contactless, like, they were supposed to leave it there, or, not deliver it in person or something like that. And the delivery person said, well, don't worry because the virus is gone. The virus is gone. Yeah. So, the perspective of some people think that the virus is gone because they don't hear about it in the news a lot. A lot of people, and the mask mandate is gone in a lot of areas. We think about the planes, you don't have to wear it. You don't see them in stores a lot. So the public perception of this is that people are tired of it. People want an out of sight, out of mind thing, but that doesn't mean that the virus is gone. It's like thinking that chickenpox is gone or measles is gone, or just because people want it to be gone does not mean that it's gone. So it's like thinking that HIV is gone, or some viruses just don't go away because we want them to. We've had success with getting, eradicating some viruses, and some viruses we have not had success with. So, meanwhile, science continues to work on it. They have several different things that they're working on, and it's a work in progress. But meanwhile, millions of people have died from this virus, and millions of people continue to get infected here basically on a weekly basis. And it prevents people from going to their jobs, people going to the hospital. And so at least you kind of have an update here, and it gets more and more infectious as we're going on. Also, we have monkeypox is now in at least 34 states. 34 states here. As Lily wants to come here and say hi. She's tired of Snowy getting all the attention. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, you can come over here. Yeah, so monkeypox is actually have a headline here that says the monkeypox. I'll bring it up here in a second. That they said the monkeypox have gone past the tipping point where it also may be getting out of control. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, you can see here, advocates warn U.S. at risk of losing control on monkeypox. Yeah, and this is just kind of another potential thing here going on here in our country. Infectious disease experts and public health advocates are warning that the Biden administration has been too slow to respond to the monkeypox outbreak and that the U.S. is at risk of losing control of the disease. Remember that the Trump administration was criticized for this with COVID as well. They were criticized for responding too slow at first as well. The response to monkeypox is mirroring the worst parts of the early days of coronavirus pandemic as well. They say with severely limiting testing and a sluggish rollout of vaccines, leading to a virus that's spreading undetected. I mean, it's detected because we know it's in 34 states at least. Where we have lagging is streamlining testing, making vaccines available, streamlining access to the best therapeutics. All three have been bureaucratic and slow, and that means we haven't contained this outbreak. We as a global community have known about it for decades. We know how it spreads. We have tests that help identify people who are infected. We have vaccines that are highly effective against it. Quote, we believe this outbreak is already out of control, so we have not contained it. Vaccines are not going to contain it at this point because we don't have enough. Getting them into arms is an expensive and intense process, said NCSD's Harvey. Okay, right from the CDC here, the monkeypox in the US can be spread through various different ways. The virus can spread from person to person through direct contact with rashes, scabs, bodily fluids, face-to-face contact, intimate contact, kissing, or more intimate contact, touching items such as clothing that had previously touched infectious parts of the body. Pregnant people can spread the virus to their fetus as well. It's possible for people to get monkeypox from infected animals as well. Yeah, so remember, guys, viruses, I get the whole conspiracy thing, but viruses have been around for thousands of years. Monkeypox has been around for a while, but there's a more of an outbreak going on right now. So I don't know. Stay safe out there. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. At least you guys know what's going on out there, because a lot of this is not really going on in the news right now. I don't cover this stuff very often right now either, because it's not it's not in the news. But I did want to bring you guys this update so you at least know and you can hear about it at least this one time here. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country. There is over 100,000 people every single day testing new for the first time with coronavirus. The BA4 and BA5 are the new dominant strains here, and those are new people testing positive every day. And those are only people going to official testing facilities. So who knows how many are actually just using the at-home test and testing positive. I have seen a lot of comments in the comment section of people as well. So let me know your thoughts. I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. You can click here to watch my newest video next, or you can click here to see my video about $1,500 in stimulus money that you can get. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.